Welcome, one and all. Thank you for being here with me today, whether it be your first time, your last time. Thank you for taking this time to be here with me. I cannot explain to you exactly how happy I am to be here with you today. David, thank you for joining in, my brother. I know, hit the button. Let me just tell y'all right now, happy wife, happy life. That's all I'm going to say about that. I just want to make sure that I start today's show off just by expressing my gratitude, man. Doing this, it's not easy, but it sure is fun. You make a lot of mistakes, but man, you meet some amazing people along the way. And that's the last thing I ever expected. Um, Staring back into this camera, this light in my face, this microphone right here at my lips, I cannot tell y'all how grateful I am that the growth that I've seen, the community that I've been able to create, the brothers that I have in this, is truly amazing. It's a unique experience. It's something that I never anticipated. And I can tell, like the growth within myself that's taken place. And man, the support that y'all give, the love that y'all show, it will never be lost or missed on me. So thank you so much for just taking that moment, whether it be 30 seconds to heart something on Twitter or commenting on YouTube, pressing the follow button. I can't thank y'all enough, man. It's definitely been some life changing things that have taken place over the course of the last week. And you know, it wouldn't have happened without y'all. So start all that to say, thank you. And I will always be grateful. And I want each and every one of you who, whether you're here now or you hear it later, to understand that this is part of my story and I want y'all to come along on this journey with me. I'm not going to do it for myself, and I'm damn sure not going to do it by myself. Everybody needs somebody. And I'm grateful for y'all, man. The support has been absolutely amazing. So thank you. Thank you so much. But here we are. We are live. I wanted to tell y'all right now, I wanted to wear this hat. I love this hat. You know why I love this hat? Because this hat has the boot on it, right? And I know that the team is the New Orleans Saints, but the Saints represent the entire state, right? They play in New Orleans, but it's a boot product. That's why I love Louisiana State University, because it's a boot product. Me, myself, I love the fact that I was born here in the boot, raised in the boot, from the boot, touched the dirt of the boot, made my mistakes in the boot, shed blood in the boot, made friends, have enemies, made kids in the boot. Parents died, buried in the boot. This boot is special. Yeah, she may be a little worn, maybe a little torn, maybe a little tattered, got a little hole here and there in the shoe. That's why the water mains keep popping up broke in the city. Needs some fixing up. She needs some loving, some tender loving care, but she gonna give you everything she has. She's gonna be honest, and she's gonna be blunt. You don't have to worry about the boot being fake. You don't have to worry about the boot switching up. The boot's going to be what the boot's going to be. And it's why I love people who are born and raised from the boot, because they don't hide who they are. It's just part of the culture. We love all those who love us. We wrap our arms around those who accept the culture of us, who know we're a little touched, who can handle our authenticity, our culture, our swag, our attitude, who understand that there may be some differences, but at least we can talk about it. That's what the boot's about. That's what the Saints are about. That's what LSU is about. Look at all the people who've come through come through both of those programs and had either launching stories or reclamation projects. From being the launching pad for Nick Saban, a redirection story for Les Miles, the clean up and put back together story for Ed Ogeron and Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels. The team that set Sean Payton up to go to the Hall of Fame. The team that took Drew Brees in after he was pushed out of San Diego and sent him to the Hall of Fame. The team who drafted a guy like Cam Jordan and will eventually see him walk into the Hall of Fame. 3 different stories, 3 different paths, 1 program, 1 place. Same for LSU. Multiple stories of people coming from different places, but taking on the culture of the program and the culture of the state. That's what Louisiana's about. It's about love, appreciation, open mindedness, enjoying life, accepting each other for what each other brings to the table. That's the boot. Yeah, we get a little wild. We know how to party. We know how to feed you. We're going to cook. We're going to throw down. We're going to argue. We're going to disagree. It's going to be some of the most intense disagreements you have ever been a part of. That's because we're just that passionate. That's the boot. That's Louisiana. And you're not going to know that unless you really got it out the mud here. You don't have to have been born here, but you have to have been built here. Some form or fashion of blood, sacrifice, or tears. And I replace sweat with sacrifice because in order for you to sweat, you got to be making a sacrifice. Some form of blood, sacrifice, and tears had to have been made in the boot in order for you to get what you're giving back. It's the only way it works. That's what makes this place special. So let people talk about how poor it is. Let people talk about how bad the education is. I know a lot of doctors that were born and raised here. A lot of engineers that were born and raised here. A lot of attorneys. A lot of CEOs. A lot of people who run multi-million-dollar businesses. right here. We got everything that y'all have, but we have culture, we have heart, we have passion too. And none of that should be ignored or forgotten. That leads me into this part of today's episode. Cam Jordan is as Louisiana as you can get. And I hope and pray that they bring him back. Cam Jordan has been with this team for 15 full seasons. Drafted in the first round, picked 24 in 2011. Has given his literal all. Not just to the team, to the franchise, to the organization, but to the community. So much so to where when young people look at him, all they know him is as being from New Orleans. He means more to the Saints than just being a defensive end. The other day, I was talking with Ross, and I mentioned him being the face of the franchise. And he is literally that. Demario Davis may have been your heart, but Cam Jordan is your face. To me, I can make a case that he's the greatest Saint to ever put the uniform for one reason over Drew. I'm not saying that he is. I say I can argue a case just for one reason, and that's because the Saints actually drafted him. Now, to me, he's the second greatest Saint behind Drew because Drew is just that guy. But Cam Jordan is the New Orleans Saints. He is New Orleans. He is Louisiana. Everything that I just talked about in the open, the state, Louisiana, what it means to be from here, what it means to us, that's Cam Jordan. So, Mickey Loomis, what are you doing, sir? Can we please pay this man? And look, I know it's easy for me to say because it's not my money. But it is my eyes. It is my heart. It is my attachment. It's my association to this team. And for the last 15 years, nearly one half of my life, all I know is Cam Jordan in 94 was showing up. Think about that. 15 years, he's only missed 2 games. Playing not as a punter or a kicker or a specialist, on the defensive line. So, yes, I'm making this emotional plea as a fan. Because I would love nothing more than to see Cam Jordan put back on 94 in black and gold. We've already lived in a world where we watched Drew Brees retire, and he did so in his own way. We watched Demario Davis leave in free agency. And now, as a fan base, the organization has hanging over their head, is Cam Jordan going to leave next? And how far behind him is Alvin Kamara? We all understand that this is a business. We get that. And the smart thing to do is to let a player go. It's better to be a year early than a year late. It's been the philosophy the entire time under someone like Sean Payton, who took that approach from Bill Parcells. Bill Belichick even uses that own approach with the Patriots in their dynasty that they had. So I get it. Greats copy it all the time. But can you really be a year too late on Cam? Because, and I'm not saying give him a contract just because of what he's done before. He's coming off of a season where he had 10 and a half sacks. Yes, we need to get younger as a team. I definitely understand that. But if there were two players that I want this organization to keep at least for one more season, it was Cam Jordan and Demario Davis because of their leadership and the results that they had on the field. And I wanted to see them expand on that, having another season with Brandon Staley as a defensive coordinator. You were able to retain your entire coaching staff for this organization with attempts from other organizations coming in trying to pull guys away. So they value what you've done. People understand that the New Orleans Saints are hot. Like they see that they're about to take a step. So they want a part of it. So if you're able to keep that staff and at least keep one of those two guys with the young core that you're starting to develop, just for one more run. Why not? Selfishly, I'm making that plea because it's what I want. But I'm getting the feel that a lot of the fan base wants that too. I mean, let's be honest. Can we truly see Cam in another uniform? That's hard to envision. Who truly wants to see that? I don't even think Cam wants to see that. He's done everything you could ever ask of a franchise player. He's taken pay cuts. He's never had a long drawn out free agency period. He's always signed at extensions. He's restructured deals to get under the cap. He's been a team leader. He's the example setter, and he produces. He produces. He's dominant. Still to this day. So what are we doing, Mickey? Like, let's get the deal done. And I don't know what the negotiations are. I'm just a guy sitting in a chair with a microphone in his face. But if I had to stomp for one player that said that he would deserve, not whatever he's asking for, but reasonably what he's asking for, it's him. It's him. I don't want to live in a world where the Saints lose out on Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, Taysom Hill, and Alvin Kamara all in the same offseason. I mean, hell, we just lost Tyron last year, too. And while Tyron wasn't, this long saint, he's as boot as they come. Grew up in the Seventh Ward, graduated from St. Aug, went to LSU, won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs, and then came back home to finish his career. Cam's the closest thing that we got to a story like that, considering the fact that we drafted him for a full 15 years. My son just celebrated his 17th birthday. All he knows is 94 on defense. He plays D line. Cam's one of his favorite players. We gotta make that happen. You gotta make that happen. Saints did a press conference today, and in that press conference, they introduced David Bailey. I know Caden Ellis came to the microphone, and Kellen Moore did too. And Kellen Moore was peppered with questions surrounding Alvin Kamara, and was very non-committal. So get your hearts prepared to possibly see a future where 41 is not chalking out of that tunnel with his jersey rolled up over his back plate. That Oakley dark tinted visor is not over his face. And his dreads aren't bouncing over the back of black and gold. I don't want to see that day either. But this is business. The Saints are making a bunch of money moves. They're investing into the future. They see that they have a window and they're trying to grow into it, which is the right step. But man, all of them at one time, Mick, you just gonna rip all of our hearts out like that? Come on, man. Don't do it to us like that. Not like that. But I will say, Mickey Loomis has been on an absolute heater. Like I went over in the show yesterday. That eighth pick is going to be a beautiful pick to make, especially with as loaded as this draft is. It's deep in a bunch of positions where the Saints need, so they kind of really can't lose out. Mickey Loomis has never traded back. If anything, he gets aggressive and trades up. I'm not saying he trades higher than 8 because he doesn't really need to trade higher than 8. But if Jeremiah Love falls to us at 8, it's a win, and potentially you may see Alvin make an exit. But I'm really hoping Caleb Downs is that pick. Caleb Downs grew up a Saints fan, y'all. I didn't realize that. From Atlanta, grew up a Saints fan. Was sick about the Nola no call. His brother almost cried with the Minnesota Miracle. I want somebody who's bleeding that culture too. Talk about a dream scenario. We could bring Cam Jordan back and then add a young Caleb Downs to carry the torch from what DeMario and Cam would eventually leave behind. That's exciting. So whoever the pick may be at 8, trust Mickey. He's earned the respect. He's earned the trust considering all the things that he's done in the top 10. So we're going to let it ride. Saints are up. Louisiana State University football is definitely up. Yes, David. Grew up in Atlanta, but a Saints fan. Yes. And he side eyes the fact that when somebody talks about him not being a Falcons fan. Like it's deep for him. Like that's why I want him over Jeremiah Love. But Louisiana State University is up too. Football program, like I said yesterday, the boys out get some extra work. Bill Connolly had an article that I want to talk about a couple days ago where he ranked all 68 Power 4 projected starting quarterbacks ahead of spring based off of last season's production. Yeah, I love it too, Dave. Definitely. Based off last season's production. And this list threw me off. And I almost got a little pissed off, but then I had to remind myself that this is spring. You will be shocked where Sam Leavitt is ranked in this list. And it's not so much where he's ranked, it's who he's ranked behind that has me upset. I'm even upset at the fact that where Trinidad Chambliss is ranked. Number one on this list is CJ Carr of Notre Dame. Excuse me? The same CJ Carr who did not play in the playoffs, the same CJ Carr that had Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, who rushed for a combined 2,046 yards and 29 touchdowns. You think that didn't help him out? I know Arch Manning would have loved to have that in the backfield. So I wonder what CJ Carr is going to look like when Jeremiah Love isn't breaking off 90-yard touchdown runs. Yeah, exactly, Pearsley. Who? CJ Carr ranked as the number one spring quarterback in the country. That's exactly what I was. Yes. I also thought about the Soldier Boy, Drake, CJ Carr. Yes, that meme too. CJ Carr. Then it gets better. Julian Sayin, number two. I would have respected him more if Julian Sayin would have been number one. If we start the list right here, if the list starts right here, I would have respected this list a lot more. Because it gets better and it makes sense. But CJ Carr being over the 2, the 3, and the 4 on this list is criminal. It's not even stupid. It's not even dumb. It's absolutely criminal. Like, Bill Connolly should be charged with a crime for this list. Just for that. Just for who's number one. Number 2 is Julian Sayin. Number 3 is Trinidad Chambliss. You mean to tell me CJ Carr is better than Trinidad Chambliss? Huh? Did Bill Connolly not see his effect against Georgia in a playoff game? I didn't even see CJ Carr play in a playoff game. What? Okay. So CJ Carr 1, Julian Sayin 2, Trinidad Chambliss 3. Arch Manning, number 4. While Arch didn't make it to the playoffs, I saw him in a playoff-like environment. First week of the season, he went up to Ohio State and played, which was regarded as the number 1 defense in the country. And it was a close game. It was his first start. Arch actually got better as the season went on. I feel Arch is better than CJ Carr. You can make a case that Arch is better than Julian Sayin at this point. You can have an argument, but me personally, this top 4 would have went Trinidad 1, Julian Sayin, or Arch 2 or 3, and 4, not CJ Carr anywhere near the top 5. Number 5, Jaden Mayava. Huh? Jaden Mayava's good, don't get me wrong. 24 touchdowns to 10 interceptions is a little, don't really like that too much. But having Jaden Mayava ranked over Dante Moore, who is number 6, absolutely ridiculous to me. Absolutely ridiculous. So I would at least flip those. And once again, CJ Carr is still not breaking this list yet. Number 7, so in the top 10, he has Drew Mestamaker, who transferred in from North Texas. Don't get me wrong, Drew Mestamaker lit it up last year. Almost 4,400 yards of passing offense, 34 touchdowns to 9 picks, 74 QBR, and it's almost a 70% completion percentage. But he was at North Texas. And when they had a chance to play, to go to the playoff game, they lost. So why is he in the top 10? So CJ Carr 1, Drew Mestamaker is number 7. Gunnar Stockton is ranked underneath Drew Mestamaker and CJ Carr. All right. Brennan Sorsby at Texas Tech at 9. That's reasonable. Not mad at it. Number 10, another mind-blowing ranking. Byron Brown. Byron Brown was another one who lit it up in a 9 P5s in a 9 Power 4 school. USF. Just under 3,200 yards passing, 28 touchdowns, 7 picks, 66% completion percentage. Why is he ranked over Sam Leavitt? Why is he ranked over Sam Leavitt? Guess it's just because it's off of a full season? But that still don't make no sense to me. Right now, currently, in the SEC, you have Trinidad, Arch, Gunner, and then Byron Brown. Byron Brown is your 4th best quarterback in the SEC. No shade to Byron Brown, but all the shade to Sam Leavitt? Huh? Okay. Number 11, Darian Mensah. Darian Mensah solid. I honestly can make a case for him being in the top 10. Almost 4,000 passing yards, 34 touchdowns, 6 picks, won the ACC, carried a Duke team. Devin Dampier at Utah. Didn't even throw for 3,000 yards. Sub 65% completion percentage at number 12. Like, he's ranked over Indiana quarterback who transferred from TCU, Josh Hoover, who's at 13. Huh? Nothing about this list makes sense. And then at 14 is Sam Leavitt. So Sam Leavitt is the 5th highest rated quarterback in the SEC. Sam Leavitt going into the offseason, into the portal season, was the number 1 ranked quarterback in the transfer portal. You can make a case between him and Brennan Sorsby. But now what you're telling me is that going into spring, Byron Brown is projecting to be better than Sam Leavitt? Where? How? I could see the case for the other guys because they've been in the SEC already. And they've all done it at a high level. They all were playing in win or go home type of environments. All 3 of them. Byron Brown coming into the SEC for the first time just like Sam Leavitt is. On an Auburn team that's honestly not even expected to do much. And once again, no slighter shade to Byron Brown because I think he's a fantastic quarterback. I really do. I like the guy. But I like Sam Leavitt more because I've seen Sam Leavitt for 2 seasons do it. Even though last year got cut down, he still had almost 1,700 passing yards with 10 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. Completion percentage was a little low, but he ran for 420 yards on the ground and 5 rushing touchdowns. And we're going to sit up here and say that guy, who is also coming off of a season where he played in the playoffs, where he won the Big 12, is not better than a guy that's transferring from USF to follow his head coach to Auburn? What are we doing? Oh, what are we even talking about here? Like, I can't get on board with the fact that Sam Leavitt being the 5th best quarterback in the SEC when you have a guy like Byron Brown rated over him. I just can't stand behind that. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't equate. That 2 plus 2 don't equal 4 for me. And maybe you could say it's me having the purple and gold glasses on, I guess. But I'm making a case for Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambers to be number 1. Arch Manning to be number 2. Hell, Gunnar Stockton could even come in at number 3. I mean, that's a harder argument to make over Dante Moore and Julian Saying. They would have, like real arguments to make about that. But this list is wild. And I'm not even arguing with him being ranked 14 overall. It's just the guys that you have in front of him are absolutely mind-boggling to me. Like, Sam Leavitt is ranked right ahead Bear Bachmeier for BYU. I think Bear is good, but I'm supposed to believe that Sam Leavitt can't be better than Drew Mestamaker from North Texas? David says in the chat, this sounds like Conley just doesn't like Lane, if I'm being honest. That's what I'm getting to. This list, and any list that we're going to see going forward, don't be surprised if you see people trying to stamp the heat down on LSU players. There are going to be some people out there with an axe to grind to try to push down what LSU has done. You brought in 40 players. And I know a lot of people want to temper expectations. They don't want to say, oh, it's a playoff or bust type of situation for the season. Brother, sister in Christ, I have approximately 55 million reasons why this is a playoff or bust season. You paid your roster $40 million. You're paying your coach approximately $13 million, plus the extra $1 million he made for Ole Miss winning playoff games. You damn well better believe the expectation is to go to the playoff. This isn't a roster that's built just for 2027. This is a roster that's built to roll out week 1 and beat Clemson in Death Valley. This is a roster with the expectation that they should be competing for a spot in Atlanta. This is a roster that has the expectation, and I guarantee you that will have the mindset that they should be competing for a playoff game. Lane Kiffin set the tone the other morning when he had the boys come out and practice and work out in Death Valley. The theme behind that practice was sacred grounds. The strength and conditioning coaches were telling them you have to earn to play here. The seeds are already being sown. You have a coach and a staff that appreciates the history of what this place means. And by this place, I'm talking about Death Valley. About the people who have come before them and the expectations that are following after them. This coaching staff is all in on the right now because they may only get right now. And they are teaching this team, they're respecting LSU for the pedigree that it is supposed to achieve. It is sacred. What's made it sacred? It's the only university in the country that can produce 3 different head coaches to win national championships. There's only you, Alabama, and Ohio State have won 3 natties in the last 20 years. You are sacred ground. The list that we will see will try to tell you that you don't have sacred talent. You're going to see it. Be prepared for it. You're going to hear it. There are going to be people out there that are going to try to push that narrative that you just don't quite have enough. Locked On LSU episode came up on my YouTube feed this morning, and I listened to like the first 20 minutes, and Matt was doing an interview with someone, and he was saying that we have a better coach now. They were talking about transfer portal class and this, that, and the third, and he didn't want to say that LSU has the expectation of winning a playoff game. And the guy that Matt was interviewing, he said, well, you have a better coach now. And Matt said, I challenged him on that because I don't want to discredit what Brian Kelly did before. Yeah, he did before LSU. Lane Kiffin today is a better coach than Brian Kelly. That's why one is employed and the other is looking for a job. And those two things can be true. At one point, Brian Kelly was a better head coach. That point is no longer now. One is ascending. The other is descending. Those two paths can cross. I'm looking at the camera trying to get my angles right. Don't worry about me. Those two paths can cross. And they did. They had an inflection point. Kelly beat Lane. Lane beat Kelly. One year, one coach was the better. The other year, another coach was the better. This year, it was a closer game, but Lane pulled it out. Lane right now is a better head coach. Credit to Brian Kelly and everything he did at Cincinnati, Grand Valley State, and at Notre Dame. What he did at LSU was irrelevant. And it's not worth hanging our hats on. We gave him 54 million reasons to move on. So when someone gives you the compliment that you have a better coach, take it. It's why you're paying him what you're paying him. It's why you fired the other guy so you could get a better coach. And since we do have a better coach today, along with a better coaching staff, you resulted that in having a better roster. The results of you having a better roster leads to having higher expectations. Last year, the expectation was this team should get to the playoff. The year before that was we hope we get to the playoffs. This year, it's we better get to the playoffs. Ain't no shoulda, woulda, couldas. You better come out ready. Because if you don't, you're going to get popped in the mouth. Especially against a weaker team like Clemson. Clemson's going to be okay, but they're not going to have the same level of talent that they had last year. I mean, hell, you had Ole Miss swiping their transfers while they were in class. Time to take advantage. It's time for the Tigers to go hunt. It's time for us to be the hunters again. Go be what you are supposed to be. And that's sacred. That's great. That's the expectation. And Lane Kiffin is doing that. He did everything that I started the show off with 45 minutes ago. He embraced the culture. He loved it. He ingratiated himself with it. He made sure that people saw him, felt his presence, and shook his hand and knew him. He's giving everything he has to give. And Louisiana is going to give him everything in return. And he's already made a lot of sacrifices because they're dragging his name through the mud. And you bet your ass that you better believe it, when the season gets here, it's going to constantly come up. The only way to shut that story up is to win. So go win. Let Sam Leavitt be the fifth-ranked quarterback going in the spring. It's whatever. Look, y'all, I want to thank y'all so much. I kept y'all here for almost an hour. Y'all sat through me just bumping my gums. Cannot thank y'all enough. Please make sure that you like the video, share, make sure that you are subscribed, following us on Twitter, and staying in contact, man. We are building some amazing things. We got some big announcements that we're working on in the background. Myself, Paul, David, Zach, we got some plans, y'all. We got some plans. You know, people are clicking up, so as Lane says, let them. But we're going to do our thing because that's all we've been doing. Just making content, man. That's all you can do. I love it. Working on getting some stuff together with Blake and Carter for the summer. I cannot wait for that. And then, of course, we got more Saint stuff as the season's rolling forward, man. Great relationships have been formed. Great business ventures getting ready to pop off. And, oh, yeah, David, cooking up something. Cooking up something real fun, buddy. Cooking up something real fun, man. Ain't no, not trying to give off no pick-me vibes. Just want to say, though, thank y'all, man. Like, I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep making this content, and we're going to keep growing. That's all we can do. Look, this community special, man. LSU, Saints, Pelicans. And how about DeJounte Murray? Oh, I gotta give him some props. DeJounte Murray was the attitude that the Pelicans needed. And I didn't realize that. They are 7-3 since he's come back. And my God, what a gangster move it was for him to cross up Sheed, drain the three, get in his face, and take the tech. And then to jump on social media the next day, share the tweet and the post, and double down on it, saying ain't nobody supposed to be stepping on us. They're not supposed to like you on the wood. We needed this energy for the Pelicans. Take on the villain. I love it. All across the boot, man. Take it on. And I got to shout him out. I got to shout out Preston again, too, man. Preston has been legitimately fighting against people who want to fight the truth. Facts. It is definitely the most legendary thing from a non-playoff team. Yes, they're about to go on a historic run to not make the playoffs and have some historic scenes to go with it. But shout out to Preston too, man. Yesterday he was going at it, just laying out facts, and Preston stands 10 toes down on just the truth. So I want to shout you out, my God. Thank you for doing that and highlighting the facts that people just want to sway away from when it comes to Lane and him leaving Ole Miss. The truth is the truth. It is what it is. I'm not going to rehash it. Go to Preston. Preston's page on Twitter at pguy227, I believe. He lays it all out on several occasions that at pguy77. He laid it out on several different occasions that what happened. Truth is truth. Um, David says 5 is my point guard next year. As long as he's healthy, yes. Like if he's healthy, sign me up. Sign me up for 5 on the floor, please. 5 on the floor. He's the leader of that squad. Thank you. Like it's what we need. It's what you can tell. It's what that team has been missing, and it actually has me bought back in. I want to go to a game now. I want to go to a game again. Being honest, I want to go to a game again. Absolutely, I love Preston too, man. He's so genuine. David says love Preston. I love Preston too, man. He's definitely genuine, and I wanted to shout him out. I know not too many people do that, but I mean, you gotta celebrate the wins where they are, and Preston is definitely a win. Over 80 people combined watching right now between Twitter and YouTube. Absolutely love y'all for that. Please make sure that y'all are subscribed and following me. Like I said, the content is contenting. The content is contenting right now. And we're going to keep producing at a high clip. It's going to be good. It's going to be enjoyable. I will be back on here tonight at 7 o'clock. Me, Paul, Justin Babin going to do a little SEC preview. Please. That's literally the only reason why I haven't is because they haven't been worth it yet. I give a 2-minute clip of them once a week saying that they've lost, and that's all I moved on. So for those of you who will be listening on the audio, David said, for the love of God, Pelicans, please give us a reason to do some Pels content within our community. Yes. And I'm giving you a tease. We'll be launching a Spotify portion of the pod this weekend, where all the audio from the YouTube videos will be stripped down and delivered to Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts too. So like I said, working in the background, work don't stop. I'll rest when I'm dead. It is what it is. I'm going to keep grinding. Why? Because I love doing this. I love it. I love it. Started this thing off with 0 people in the chat. Started this thing off with 0 people watching. Beardsley said Pelicans mentioned. So I've reached my quota. Thank you. Yes, I've reached my quota. To look, to their benefit, I can put a little Fleur de Bird somewhere like on the wall back here. I got some fire stuff coming in too. Signed Ricky Jackson jersey coming in. I got another autographed LSU jersey I'm gonna do. Hey, I'm gonna give y'all a preview since y'all are here with me and y'all made it this far. During the football season, I'm going to piggyback off of what Paul has done during our baseball season. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for every single game, whether it be a signed an autographed ball, helmet, jersey, card, something. I'm going to give it away. And how you're going to pick that person, how we're going to determine the winner is you're going to pick the person who's going to make a turnover. So I'm working out the details on it, but just a little preview so y'all can get that ready. I am working on that. I'm working on trying to get some sponsorship deals with some local cards and memorabilia stores in the area between Houma, Thibodeau, and New Orleans. Hopefully we can get those things lined up. And, yeah, like we're going to go from there. So just wanted to share that with y'all because y'all were so gracious to let me borrow an hour of your time, all by myself. Like, thank you so much. I'm not the cutest face to look at. My wife tells me otherwise. She's such a sweetheart. I love her so much. That's my baby. Thank you. They say a face only a mother could love. Well, my wife loves my face too. So screw y'all. I'm good. But thank y'all so much, man. Like I said, 7 o'clock tonight, Babylon the Bayou. Me. Look, if you want to do some Pokemon cards, Piercely, hit my DMs on Twitter so we can get talking about that. Because I will do what the fans want to do. Plain and simple. Absolutely. So hit my DMs. Let's talk about it. I'm open. I'm open for ideas. David says, I'm with you. I love getting 3 hours of sleep before work the night of every LSU midweek game. I love going to the box and covering this thing for the community. Absolutely. Absolutely. And ATG, man, thank you for joining in. This guy sucks. Get him off my screen. Hey, I'm gonna help you out with that in just a second. You know why? I told y'all I'm here for the fans. I do what y'all need me to do. So I'm going to, help out ATG here in a second and, you know, take myself off of his screen. But, in the future, ATG, you could always just do what most of the other people do and just turn the phone off. Kendrick Lamar said it best. Turn his TV off. You know, turn his TV off. So I'm gonna do that for y'all. Love y'all. I absolutely appreciate all of this. And like I said, previously, hit me up on Twitter, man, so we could talk about that. I love that idea. Like I said, I want to do whatever the fans want to do, man. That's what I'm here for. Absolutely. So let's do this, y'all. 7 o'clock, Babin on the Bayou. Me, Justin Babin, Paul Jarrett, coming at you live with some SEC baseball talk. See y'all in a little bit. Love y'all. Later. Play my darn theme music. That's not what I'm playing. You gotta play the outro. That's the wrong thing. Sometimes things just don't work out how you need it.